How do you implement 500 AGVs in one project? In this week's episode, we got the unique chance to talk to someone who already did it, someone who managed Europe's biggest AGV project. In the episode, we talked about lessons learned from this implementation, but also about change management aspects that kicked in during this Giga project. So stay with us, collect those golden bullets, and enjoy this very special episode.
Automation Awakenings, your weekly dose of best practices for logistics automation.
Welcome to another episode of the Automation Awakenings podcast with myself, Matthias Pluczynski, and with a very special guest. She is the Director of Project Management at Safelog. She has been the manager for Europe's biggest AGV project at Mercedes, and she is the awards winner of this year's i4 Award 2024. Welcome to the show, Julia Kessler.
Thanks, Matthias. Thanks for having me.
It's a big pleasure because it's not every day that you get to talk to someone like you. And we have a lot of interesting questions from and for our community. But maybe before we dive into those questions, let us talk a little bit about Safelog and your position.
Mm-hmm.
So Safelog is a quite, known company in the mobile robots industry, but maybe you could describe to our listeners in a couple of sentences what you guys do and what your top product is.
Yeah, of course. So, generally speaking, I would say we do logistics process automation. And I think what makes us special is that we have gotten to such a solid place with our hardware development that we're really like a software company, making it easy to customize the needs of our customers project by project, but deliver a project with a shorter lead time. And so our top products are, well, if you ask me, it's all of them is a top product, but the majority of sales were the M4s, but now we notice it's changing to L2s, which are both, like you said, mobile robots, but it completely depends on the use case of our customers.
Understood. And as far as I also recollect, you guys are actually into AGV mobile robots.
Yes.
So you do not have AMRs in your portfolio.
Yes, it's all about mobile robots and AGVs. Yeah, we also do have pick by light and pick by beamer things, but the top products are the mobile robots and the AGVs. Yes.
Okay, cool. Where are you guys located?
Well, the headquarters is in Marktschwaben, near Munich. It's in the east of Munich. But we have near Stuttgart in Holzgarten as an office and an office in Bremen as well. So always near to the Mercedes plants. We have also two offices in the USA, one in Charleston and one in Birmingham near Atlanta. So it's also near Mercedes, and one in Kecskemét. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
So close to the customer and spreads basically all over, Germany and the States, you can say, right?
Yeah. But we try to be near to our customers so we can go, especially on site, very fast. So it helps if you have your office 50 minutes away from the plant. So that helps a lot.
Totally, I can agree to that. So with your role as the director of project management, what do you have as your daily jobs, as your daily tasks?
My favorite part of the role is, on the one hand, the interaction, like today, and the management of people. And on the other, it's the diversity in projects. I am always working with new customers and opportunities. So my regular workday never gets boring. And that's what my job describes the best. Yeah.
Perfect. I actually checked your LinkedIn profile, of course, before we met here, and I think you have a quite nice slogan in your LinkedIn profile. I think it's the one of a true project management enthusiast, I would say, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think we always try to reach the 100% in a project. Of course, we do, but I think it's necessary to reach the 80%, and the last 20% takes us a lot more time than the 80% can take us. So it's important to go to the 80% and then make a plan for the rest 20.
Just for our listeners, could you name
I
this
have to
slogan?
check it by myself how it was choose progress over perfection.
Yeah, right. I really like that. Choose progress over perfection. Yeah. I think in many cases, companies, teams, whatever, they get lost in trying to go for the perfect solution,
For the 100%.
at least here in Germany.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's not about being perfect always straight away. It's about getting stuff done, right?
Yeah.
That's why I really like that one a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, but this already actually brings us to probably one of the biggest projects you have done in your career, right?
Yeah.
At Mercedes in Factory 56.
Yeah.
Could you provide us some information about this project? It's super huge. I know it's more than 500 AGVs that you guys implemented there.
Yeah.
But maybe you have some more details that you can share with the community.
Yeah, generally speaking, the scope was to implement mobile robots for most of the intralogistics processes. So this was the scope. And then topic was, of course, the greenfield. And given to the size of the Factory 56, we are currently talking about over 500 mobile robots in over 40 different processes. So it was a lot of work to do. But I think we did very well. So
very impressive, yeah. I never actually heard about a bigger project. So we just branded it as Europe's biggest AGV project. Maybe in China there's been some bigger initiatives, but 500 is really a huge number.
I think there's no other project to compare with the assembly hall from Mercedes-Benz with over 500 robots. Yeah, exactly.
But do you guys, or not you guys, but does Mercedes still run manual vehicles in this hall? So are there any forklifts or
Yeah,
there
are
just
there are
AGVs?
other forklifts. Yeah, it's not everything automated. So there are still manual things which we can't do with our mobile robots, like bringing stuff in a second floor or something.
Yeah.
So you need a forklift. We can't. So we Safelog can't do it right now.
Yeah.
So there is still manual processes going on. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. But that probably means that those fleets do not really meet a lot. So you have like areas or processes that are fully automated with Safelog AGVs.
We try.
And then there is handover spots.
Yeah, we try to separate the manual thing with our automated routes, but of course you can't do it in a 100% way.
Of course, yeah.
So it's a 80% solution, I think.
Yeah, perfect. But it works excellent, and best proof is the IFOI award that you guys won together with Mercedes for this excellent project. And there's nothing less than to congratulate you guys to this great result here. 500 AGVs sound really a lot. So how long did this project go until you had all of these AGVs in the field?
Well, physically, the implementation takes us less than 1 year, mainly because of a detailed pre-planning and then a phased rollout. Of course, in calendar years, it was more than 1 year, but we can't work all the time, like day by day. So it was phased, and we can't deliver 500 mobile robots once. So we also had to face the delivery, of course. So it was, if you put all in one, it was less than 1 year. But I don't know how many people were working on that project. So it was a lot of manpower in this project. Yeah, of course.
Sure. So you already hinted a little bit that one of your success factors was to also split up the different maybe processes or areas and then go live step by step, right? Did I get this correct?
Yeah, correct. And Mercedes and Safelog did a big pre-planning of every process. So we know almost 100% before starting our implementation what to do. And this was a thing I always recommend this to every customer, because if you know what you want to do before you start, you won't change it in the time you're doing the implementation. And so this is a lot of time you can just make your implementation time shorter than it has to be.
Yeah, and this goes really well with what we experience as consultants and also project managers for our customers. I think one of the major success factors is to know where to go, so your true north, having your processes that you want to automate in a highly standardized way. So really make sure they are well designed already as physical processes, and only then put in automation tech over them to collect the benefits.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might end up in a big disaster, to be honest. So I can totally feel what you say there.
Yeah, this is also my experience.
Good. So this sounds like a really huge project, and you didn't only do it in Sindelfingen in Germany. You also mentioned you guys are now in other locations of Mercedes, so it feels like a super good and super big collaboration between Safelog and Mercedes. Can you maybe spoiler a little bit what made Mercedes go for Safelog?
Yeah, I think what most people maybe don't know is that Mercedes and Safelog do have a long-standing and worldwide partnership for almost over 20 years, which is why we took the step together to implement such a project. And it started also very small with small projects, but it was 20 years ago. So now we are able to do
20 years.
Big,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I think this is when people are talking about Factory 56 and asking why do Mercedes go with Safelog, is that they don't know that we started small with Mercedes 20 years ago. So yeah, we also started with small projects as a small supplier, but we are working together very long. So I think this was
it feels like sorry,
a decision. Maybe it was not together. Of course, Mercedes ordered something from Safelog, but yeah, I think the trust was there to do it with the Safelog.
Yeah, sounds like a long-lasting partnership that you guys built it up over years, that basically put you in the seat of being a preferred supplier of mobile robots to Mercedes, and which actually highlights that this is like a long-term business, right? It's not like I call it hit and run, like back in the day when I worked as a sales guy. There's also this hit and run strategy. You try to sell as much as you can, and then you disappear to not face the claims and the support and the maintenance and all of this annoying stuff. So I assume the partnership between you guys is just sitting on a totally solid foundation that was built over years.
of
That's
course.
basically leading to those really lighthouse projects that you guys did together.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's not a hit and run. I think our offices in Stuttgart and Bremen shows that we always try to be there if there's something like
Yeah.
production is not running, we're there, and if there's something not working, we try to fix it as of. So this is, but we don't. We not only do this with Mercedes, so this is our mantra to do this with every customer.
Yeah.
We're on the on-site, on the shop floor, as long as the product is not running.
Sounds good. Would sound good to me as a customer. But let's leave this for the moment and let's take a look at the lessons learned. I mean, again, a unique opportunity to talk to you about it. So in this Giga project, what were the things that surprised you most? What were the biggest challenges for you guys when doing it?
Well, I think one of our biggest challenges in this time was, of course, implementation while a global pandemic situation was going on. And it was super, super hard to find a way in between illness and social distancing to work together. And this was a very hard time, and the whole implementation while Corona pandemic situation was going on. So that was really hard. And of course, another major challenge was to integrate multiple new software systems and platforms in a very short time. And overcoming the challenges gracefully during the implementation was another milestone, of course, to add to the positive and long-standing relationship with Mercedes-Benz.
So when you talk about connecting those periphery system or software, I assume there's been like WMS systems, for example, or production systems that are connected to the Safelog software to trigger orders or to order transports. Is that correct?
Well, Factory 56 is I don't know if CMOOC was a topic in your episodes here. So Siemens was delivering the software over all other software systems.
Okay, so there's a master control system that is provided by Siemens.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
So we was just for transport things from A to B.
Okay.
Siemens told us where to go.
Okay, so you basically connected to them, with them.
Exactly. So this was a special for Factory 56 made for,
Okay. Are you using VDA 5050 to connect to Siemens, or is this some other communication language?
Some other communication,
Okay.
I don't know
that would have been amazing.
I don't know how near it is to VDE 5050, but it's something different,
Okay, got it. So let's say, let's imagine, you have some other project manager that is about to tackle the same size of project that you guys or that you actually managed. What would be your top 3 lessons learned you would hand over to this person to ensure that this project is a success?
Yeah, I think there are several lessons learned, and a lot of them are process related, of course. And also, Safelog internally, we learned a lot about the fleet organization with the large scope of Factory 56. And I think another lesson learned was the importance of advanced planning. We, as I mentioned before, recommend detailed planning in a collaboration between customers and Safelog early on. And well, with the size of over 500 mobile robots, you need the personal capacity to do that. So,
When you talk about processes, Julia, what do you mean? So
So if you
can you?
want to, so in the Factory 56, 500 mobile robots is not the same. So it's a process with 25 8 mobile robots which do, I don't know, shopping cart, deliver shopping cart. And the other 10 mobile robots do the delivery of the wheels or something like that. So you need to plan and be detailed with the planning of every process you want to do with the mobile robots. Because in this case, it was not 500 robots do the same things.
Understood. So it's more like do a detailed scope or
Yeah.
design a detailed scope for each process that should be part
Mhm.
of this implementation. Then make sure you have the right capacities and yeah. And the third one, I just dropped it again, to be honest. But I know you talked about some other aspect.
Internal lessons learned about our organization and to do a
Okay.
fleet organization in this scope. Yeah.
Okay. So also learn as an organization during
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
project and
Correct.
improve yourself and just do not go over the same mistakes time and again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it feels like this is a totally no-brainer, but no, it's not. And in many cases you forget about the basics, and
You do, yeah.
they make you struggle a lot in the
Yeah.
end. So
And costs a
it's
lot of
very
time. Yeah.
valuable. Yeah, perfect. Um, do you think that we're gonna see more and more of those huge projects in the future, or is this like a lighthouse that will just remain unbeaten and unmatched?
Well, I don't know. Other customers could use it as a sample of complex processes with simple mobile robot solutions.
Yeah.
But of course, they're not Factory 56 on the highway on the left and right side, so you can step in and just bring 500 mobile robots. So, in my personal opinion, we will see projects with a smaller number of devices in smaller companies. Um, these can take over tasks so that the employees has time for more complex tasks. And I think that's the importance.
Cool. Yeah. I always feel like those big OEMs, they have a really big, bright, or they shine bright to others, maybe tier ones, tier twos, whatever, that use this basically as a convincing factor to also dive into the topic of mobile robotics. And I think it's very probable that we're gonna also see other smaller companies joining the party, coming in, and hopefully ordering some Safelog bots, right?
Would be great, yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's round off our episode with a bit of change management questions. It's always a big topic from our experience. Well, some people get replaced, some people have to be retrained. There's a lot of fear and also speculation during the projects. So, out of your experience as a project manager, project leader in this area, what were really nice ways to communicate this change to employees? Like, again, towards lessons learned that you might have grabbed somewhere. Is this something that you can share with us?
Yeah, I think it's the embrace the importance of improving process efficiency and stability and the ergonomics conditions and learning new technologies. And I think the repetition of a physical job can be demanding on individuals, and mobile robots can eliminate the less desirable tasks from people. And I think it's important to show them that it's not a work they are not allowed to do anymore. It's time for them where they can do harder work or complexer work or something which a mobile robot can't do.
Understood. Yeah. So if I get you right here, it's about really like pointing out the benefits to the employees beforehand, of course.
Yeah.
To convince them that this technology is not per se a threat to them in their job, but it's maybe a chance for them to move into other tasks that are less dull, less dirty, less dangerous, maybe even, right?
Yeah, I think they're scared. I think a lot of people are scared because we're not in contact with the mobile robots. They don't know, but that's the thing. And so I think it's about the embrace the importance. Yeah.
So the companies that did that, did they have some special tool or some special method on how to explain and show this to the employees? Is there anything that comes to your mind?
But I can talk from Safelog side. So my experience is that they tend to accept it after our trainings we provide, or just show them the robots and explain the robots. And so this was in the projects I know, this helps a lot. Just to do it.
To provide people like the feel and touch for it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And my last question today, Julia, is: are there any no-gos when it comes to change management and mobile robotics? Is there anything you can do totally wrong, like totally, screw it up and lose your people, basically, and
as a supplier?
Faith.
As a supplier, lose the customer, or as a supplier losing my own team, or what do you mean?
No, you losing your customers' employees. So you're bringing this new technology in, and as we discussed, there's fears, there's hesitation. You have to address that, obviously. But are there any no-gos? Like, never do this. If you do this, then you're really having a big trouble.
I think if you're honest and talking to them like we do now, it's not something we don't want something bad. So it should be something which helps, and the people should have a benefit from it. And so I think if you're positive and talking good about this, I think you can't lose someone.
Yeah, I think you have a point here. If you yourself don't talk well about the solution, then of course you won't win people for it, right? So I think this is a really good no-go actually. So step in, be convinced, and convince the others as well to follow you and give this whole thing a chance.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Nice. Julia, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really a big pleasure to talk to you and to learn about those great insights that you collected. So hopefully see you soon in person.
Yeah.
We never got the chance to meet. We talked to some other Safelog colleagues a lot.
Yeah.
But time will come, and
so
we shall meet.
Yeah, the most of the time I'm in Stuttgart, so you're always welcome to come for a coffee or something. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gonna keep this in the back of my head. And for all of our listeners, hopefully you liked it as well. And we, of course, also like to see you back next Monday for another episode of the Automation Awakenings podcast. So take care. Thanks for joining, and see you soon. Goodbye.
This was another episode of the Automation Awakenings podcast. Visit us at automation-awakenings.com.